tough. I miss velour jumpsuits like the Rocawear days. They're making a comeback slowly.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why?
Teleporting, because I love to travel and I like to just get places, or I like to leave situations.
How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
Determined, charismatic, and very loyal.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
I actually am like a dunce in real life. Everyone kind of sees me from afar and they think I'm like super poised and like have it together. One time I fell down the entire up escalator in the food court, and because it was going up and I was falling down, I was falling for a long time, and it was to the point where everyone was watching now because they were just waiting to see my landing. And then when I finally hit the bottom, like one of my heels was like all the way across the room, and I was like just laying there, and like everyone was just like dead silent. And this is like on a Saturday in the mall, like, and it's like packed, and I was just so embarrassed, like, and I just jumped up and like skipped out of there and like cried. I was like, oh my God. But then I laughed at the same time because it was just hilarious, but it was horrible. It was horrifying. So my name is Andrea Hamilton. I am the CEO and head publicist of Theory Communications. Theory Communications is actually a joint partnership with my sister Erica and I. We started in 2013. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I moved here when I was 18. I went to SCAD studying fashion design, and I just somehow, some way, I don't even know how, got into public relations, and here I am now. So, and I'm a mother, which is the most important thing to me now, is that I am embracing motherhood. I'm a cool young MILF, and that's kind of me right now.
How did you get into public relations?
So it's really weird, it's funny, and it's kind of lightweight embarrassing how I got into it. So really what happened was that I was in fashion school, but I always knew that I couldn't be like a starving artist. So I had to figure out a second source of revenue. No matter what, I always had to work. Throughout college, I worked everything. Like I was just like work, get money. So I took a slew of odd internships, and I stumbled across a fashion PR internship, and I had no clue what public relations, was, what it entailed, what the workload would be. I said, okay, I'll just apply for this. The funny thing is that I used to go out every night. At SCAD, it's a 4-class, I think, rule. Like if you miss 4 classes on the 5th one, they flunk you. And I would literally be out every day, just like partying, because when you come from a small town to Atlanta, it's like a whirlwind. I would meet everybody, like the execs of companies, CEOs, music executives and A&Rs, athletes, and I would just become friends with everyone. I was building a really great network, and it was like a genuine one. And so when I got into this fashion PR internship, and it was so funny when she asked me to write a press release at my interview, and I had no clue what press release was. So I got on my phone, like Googled, and I'm like quickly and I'm just make a press release, and it was good. So she hired me, and I developed into working with her as an intern. I was very self-taught, and also just, watching what she did. I'm an observant learner, and based upon all the people that I knew, it kind of became a point where I was just really good at it. Basically, Theory Communications, like I said before, is an integrative communications agency. We focus on public relations, media relations, event curation, sponsorship procurement, brand development, social media, digital marketing, and intellectual property. So they do like the copywriting, any legalities when it comes to a business or an entity. And what started with me working under a company, I worked under a PR agency for 5 years, and about 4.5, and it just came to a point where my boss and we were kind of going separate ways with our thoughts and concepts. She was really into the fashion side of it. I was really into sports and entertainment. So once we got to a point where we had to split, I had to make an executive decision where it was, do I work for someone else again, or do I start my own thing? And what happened was I honestly called a couple of the people that I knew who were really renowned and just notable individuals in the music and sports and entertainment just field in general, and I asked them what they thought, and they immediately were, you need to start your own company, we've been waiting. So I'm like, really? Okay. I called one of my clients, who's still my client today. His name's Lou Williams. He plays for the Los Angeles Clippers now. He's always been a really good friend of mine since I moved out here. I asked him, I said, so I quit my job and I need to make money today. And if you are my real friend, like you say you are, you're going to hire me because I'm about to start my own agency. And he was immediately like, yeah, of course. So I was like, wow, okay, I got I got a client. I got a big client too. What do I do now? I don't even know the name of my company. So my sister and I spent 30 days. We gave ourselves a 30-day just period where after this 30th day you have to launch. We already announced that we were launching, so we had no choice. So we had to come up with our list, come up with our name, come up with our branding, make a website, literally everything. And then I called a couple other people and I got a couple other big jobs. Shaka Zulu, who's Ludacris manager and is a good friend of mine, he actually been like a mentor in the beginning stages of this, and he gave us a really big gig with VH1 where we did the ATL Rise Rock Doc. I'm not sure if you've seen it. We're definitely on a great path towards success and progression.
What is the most beneficial lesson you've learned throughout your journey?
The most beneficial lesson I would definitely say is just really, it's not about who you know, it's really more so about who knows you. As female, it's very difficult in any industry to just be respected. That I always kept it business. Even when I was 18, I had no clue what I was doing, but I would just name anything. I'm a stylist, I'm a fashion designer, I'm this, I'm that. I'm trying to work, because you can know everyone in the room and no one knows you. So it's really just developing that network, because you never know who can really put you in position to make money or to be successful or to just gain any of the things that you want out of life.
Have you had a moment where you felt discouraged or thought you'd have to give up on your dreams?
Yeah, as an entrepreneur, there's definitely a lot of moments where you feel discouraged, like you need to give up. It's a huge up and down roller coaster. It's way different than when you go to work and you clock in and clock out. You know exactly what your salary is, you know what you're gonna make, you know your check comes on time. I tell people all the time, you quit a 40-hour-a-week job to work 80 hours a week when you become an entrepreneur. That's because there's no one else to fall on but yourself. So I learned, like, from now on, there's got to be certain different things I do with invoicing, different things I do with how to gain customers and keep clientele. And everything is a learning experience. So you just have to take those downtimes and learn from them. If you don't learn from them, you're going to keep going through them, and it's going to get worse. You're going to be more depressed. You're going to be more discouraged. And then you will eventually quit. After we launched, a lot of the operational stuff, we were still figuring out the kinks too. I would suggest, if you have time, if you plan and really map it out, because that was one of our big struggles as a growing business the first year, was how to run business and also manage it on the back end and figure out the back end side of things, because I had no clue. You have to do what's best for you, but you also are going to learn as you go, and plan as much as you can in the beginning so that you won't be scrambling during the process. So my advice I would give to just aspiring entrepreneurs, the first thing, like I said, is building your network. That's going to be the key to success in general. There's literally nothing you can do if you don't have a network of individuals in not just your field, but every field, because the thing that made us pretty successful is that we know someone who does everything. So people kind of hit us up for just random stuff that may not even have anything to do with what I have going on, but they know I'm going to know, and in that way they're going to bring me in and we're going to help facilitate it. Your work ethic, that's a very big portion of it. You can have the look, like, as they say, the woman can be pretty on the outside, but her inside can be cold. It can be rotten core. I hate to say it like that. That was kind of harsh. But that's like a prime example of just being a business owner. You can have the glitz glam. It can look amazing from at face value. I can say I represent J.Lo and Beyonce and Jay-Z. And then you hire me and I don't do my job. I'm lazy. I'm not persistent. I don't respond. They're gonna look like, okay, I don't really care who you represent. You're horrible. You don't work well. Your work ethic is not great. No matter what. When I had one client or 20 clients, I worked the exact same. I was turned on social media the exact same way. It looked like we were just lit. It doesn't matter how many people I'm working with, it's going to look like we are the same across the board. And people notice that and they appreciate that. We're known as like a family business because it's my sister and I. So all my clients are like family. We do family dinners, we do holidays, we do everything together. So those are the things that I would just really suggest to aspiring entrepreneurs. It's just build a network, get your work ethic up, really understand and know what you're doing. Educate yourself. That's something I missed. Educate yourself on your craft. Every day I Google different writing styles, I just read people's press releases just to see how they're writing them, because we're in a digital era, things change. I also go on social media, I see what other people are posting, how they're posting things. I also just read interviews on other successful CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, celebrities, athletes, whoever. I just read up on anything that has to do with the world I'm in. I read articles on just the top best branding. the top most unique marketing concepts, everything, because I like to educate myself because I always want to be one step ahead. So if I see these are the top 10 marketing concepts of 2017, I'm going to figure out what's a way to enhance those. And that's like the most key of everything I said is educating yourself.
How has becoming a mother affected your career, and how do you balance the two?
So motherhood actually has been very enlightening. It's definitely a new experience. It's the best experience I've been through in my whole life. It definitely gave me way more motivation than even my own goals and aspirations could have ever given me. The second I found out I was pregnant, like I knew I had to get my whole life together in 9 months. Through the course of the time, the second my daughter was born, I actually checked out the hospital the next day, and it was really crazy. Like the doctors were really like mad at me. They were like, why you want to check out? And I was like, I need to get home, I need to work.
You don't say that how many years, how many kids, how much investment in. That's a different tone.
But it was one of those things that all my clients knew I was having a baby. They were happy, they were excited, they were waiting. They knew me, and they know that I'm a workaholic, so they weren't really fazed or bothered by the fact that I was about to have a kid, because they knew like, Andrea she's good, she's gonna get done whatever needs to happen. She's gonna make sure her team gets it taken care of. I can't quit, I can't, slow down. Everyone has purpose, but having a child gives you a different sense of purpose that is unmatched. Balancing it is just, it's easy for me. I have amazing clients. They love her. She comes with me everywhere. She comes to the office. They actually look for her more than they look for me. I want her to always know that I did everything I could to make sure she was well taken care of, and that she was the smartest child that she can be, and that she was the most active, and she was into all the things that she was into, and that she knows that her mother works hard but never missed a beat in her life.
What do you want to be remembered for?
My hard work and my story. It's not traditional. I want everyone to just know that you don't have to always go the typical route. Sometimes, most times actually in this day, everyone has like a lot of obstacles that they have to cross, a lot of hurdles they have to jump. And I want people to just understand that I do everything I can to be successful, and I work hard, and my brand is exactly what I say it is, and that it's a reputable brand. And over years of time, it's something that everyone knows about. It's a household name just internationally. I'm Andrea Hamilton, CEO of Theory Communications, and I'm a queen at work.